Global warming isn't something you can predict, it's happening now. Globally, sea levels have risen 8 inches over the past century. This dramatic increase in carbon dioxide took only 100 years to achieve, and it has been increasing for 450,000 years. Let's start with human inventions. Human inventions have only sometimes been kind to the environment. Climate change is partly caused by cars and coal factories. The oceans are now choked with plastic. Certain inventions rejuvenate, protect, and rehabilitate the Earth. Are you interested in learning more about these inventions? That's awesome! Climate change, deforestation, ocean acidification, and other existential threats have driven the need for these inventions. Here are the craziest inventions to combat global warming. Plastic-eating enzymes. By 2050, 12 billion metric tons of plastic waste will exist worldwide. For every human on the planet, that's 1.6 metric tons or the weight of a mid-sized car. Plastic contaminates food and water, causing enormous harm to wildlife and potentially threatening human health. This dire situation could be changed by an accidental scientific breakthrough. Scientists in Japan accidentally developed an enzyme that decomposes plastic in days rather than hundreds of years it usually takes. As a result, we won't need to dig up any more oil, and we will reduce the amount of plastic in the environment, said lead researcher Professor John McGeehan of the University of Portsmouth, UK. Underground carbon capture and storage. As with atmospheric CO2 removal, it involves capturing CO2 from the air and pumping it into porous rock formations, where it will remain safe for thousands of years. Around the world, large-scale projects are being planned to capture up to 90% of emissions. Potential contamination of neighboring water supplies, pressure-induced seismicity, and leakage are some drawbacks. CO2 could first be dissolved in water. Due to the difficulty of testing sequestering methods, this technology has relatively new patent filings. Unlike carbon-neutral technology, which doesn't add carbon to the atmosphere, this method of storing CO2 could actually remove carbon from it. Water cannons of a large size. An American physicist has proposed giant water cannons at the poles as one of the more fun-sounding solutions. It would involve installing millions of water cannons to shoot seawater onto ice sheets, where it would refreeze and thicken the ice. Ice lasts longer when it's thicker. A valuable function of ice is that it reflects sunlight, thereby reducing global warming, and freezes water that would otherwise cause sea levels to rise. Although the idea seems promising, its projected price is $500 billion. Therefore, my brief search did not turn up any proprietary cannons earmarked for this purpose. It's unclear how long the refrozen ice would remain frozen, but it would combat both temperature and sea level rise. Many inhabited areas are threatened by rising sea levels, resulting in potential flood damage or mass relocation costs that could exceed $500 billion. Mimicking a volcanic eruption artificially. A spray of sulfate particles into the atmosphere will be tested in extreme conditions. Mount Pinatubo's eruption in 1991 caused a temporary cooling of the planet. In theory, sulfate particles reflect sunlight for 18 months in the stratosphere. Shifting rain patterns or adverse effects on agriculture are potential drawbacks. In 2012, a similar technological intervention involving spraying water into the atmosphere was denied patent protection. Because the wind would disperse any particles introduced worldwide, any unanticipated adverse effects would affect every human on the planet. Based on the fact that dust particles in the air wiped out the dinosaurs, I suspect that replicating this phenomenon could further reduce our already shrinking biodiversity. It is difficult to predict possible outcomes. Let's build some sunglasses for Earth. When you're on the beach on a sunny day, you may wear sunglasses or a hat to block the sun's glare. Researchers have proposed orbiting the equator with a ring of sunlight-scattering particles or microspacecraft to combat global warming. In theory, the ring would reduce solar radiation hitting the planet and counteract some of the warming caused by greenhouse gases. It would also be expensive, with a potential price tag of trillions of dollars. Give the ocean a dose of iron. Plankton in the ocean uses carbon dioxide from the air to make food. Their carbon sinks to the ocean floor when they die. Some people have suggested fertilizing parts of the ocean with iron to create huge plankton blooms. This will absorb some of the excess carbon dioxide released into the atmosphere. Iron stimulates phytoplankton growth. Many scientists question the efficacy of the massive blooms at trapping and storing carbon, which has been attempted by several private companies. According to environmental groups, local marine ecosystems may also be harmed by iron dumps. Natural dyes for textiles. Chemical pollution from the textile industry is one of the biggest problems affecting Asia's poor water quality. It only takes a little thought to solve any big problem. This is where Color Fix comes in. In general, textile dyes are made using water and chemicals. As a result, it devised an eco-friendly way to do it. Biologically driven processes, guided by nature, develop the dyes with fewer chemicals, less energy, and 10 times less water than traditional dyes. The problem has been resolved. Smog vacuum cleaner. Imagine breathing fresh, clean air even in the busiest cities. Dan Rusgaard is leading the Smog-Free project, a campaign for clean air. His smog-free tower literally sucks pollution out of the air. The machine uses environmentally friendly technology, produces 30,000 meter cube per hour, and uses a small amount of green electricity. Smog can be compared to a giant vacuum cleaner. It's smart. What's the deal with saltwater lamps? Salt, sustainable alternative lighting. Get it? Is a lamp powered exclusively by salt and water. LED lights are powered by a saline solution, and USB ports allow you to charge your phone. Originally, it was created to help remote islands in the Philippines that do not have access to electricity. It's time to say goodbye to batteries. Salt has arrived. Bread-based beer. Crust figured out how to turn bread into the beer just when you thought it couldn't get any better than Jesus converting water into wine. The company turned surplus bread from elite bakeries and leading hotels into craft brews. Let's toast to that. Stone-made paper. According to WWF, the pulp and paper industry accounts for 40% of all industrial logging worldwide. Karst thought there must be a better way to combat deforestation, as the globe struggles with deforestation. Karst produces paper without timber, water, chlorine, or acids while using only a third of the carbon footprint. What does that mean? Stone replaces trees. That's right, you heard it correctly. Compared with traditional paper, it is more durable and brighter because it transforms recycled stone into minimalist, functional, and aesthetically pleasing products. What a surprise! A giant floating net is clearing ocean plastic. In 2012, Boyan Slat gave a TEDx talk describing his plan to clean up plastic garbage patches in our oceans. His solution initially remained unnoticed. Within a year, the talk became viral. Crowdfunding exploded and the ocean cleanup project took off. Using a massive floating net, his ever-expanding team has started removing plastic from our oceans and rivers. What happens to plastic? With all proceeds reinvested into clearing up more plastic, it's obviously transformed into high-quality, sustainable products. Drinking water filtered through a magic straw. An effort to remove guinea worm larvae from contaminated water evolved into a pure magic straw. A live straw can filter out all microbiological contaminants that make water unfit for drinking. Every live straw can turn up to 4,000 liters of contaminated water into drinkable water. Thus, it has increased access to clean water for hundreds of thousands worldwide. Does data make up a forest? We are killing the planet with our insatiable appetite for big data. Today, giant data farms occupy vast swaths of land and consume enormous energy. By 2025, global data centers will consume more than 25% of the world's energy. This astonishing fact prompted Monica Seyfried to take action. She is the brain behind Grow Your Own Cloud, a biotech company that stores data in plants' DNA. It is possible to store all of the world's data in just 1 kilogram of DNA. Yes, really. We can expect to see data forests shortly if Seyfried has anything to do with it. Water in edible bottles. These clear pods can be from the International Space Station, but they are edible water bottles. Uhu is the brainchild of Skipping Rock's lab, a London-based seaweed tech startup. Plastic bottles and cups have been replaced with a waste-free alternative. A serving size of water is encapsulated in a clear membrane made from seaweed extract, similar to the juice balls in boba tea. Seaweed does not have a flavor on its own, so it can be eaten along with water. The skin may eventually be flavored. Although many people eat the skin because of the experience, Pierre Paslier, co-founder of Skipping Rock's lab, says you're not expected to eat the peel of your orange or banana. Our packaging follows the example set by nature. So that's all for today. So what do you guys think of this video? Please share your review of what you think of the video. Hope you liked this video. If you did, remember to like, share and subscribe to the video. Stay tuned as we will come up with many more entertaining educational videos. Till then, goodbye.